Hello, 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 Internet. Welcome back to the NoBS live stream. Today we're playing a little gaming action. I'm playing some Paper Mario. You see, I got excited about this game. I saw that there was a new one coming out on the Switch. I don't know if you guys have been playing or playing anything new. I've been a fan of the Switch, but I haven't had any games for it for a while. But I'm also being joined by Marcus as usual, our buddy, our co-host, our super savior, the president of the NoBS fan club. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, Brooke. How are you doing?
I am awesome. I am ready to play some Paper Mario, get some gaming in. Let's have a little fun. Let's do something a little different. We'll also be reading your guys' chats as always. If you guys comment, if you guys want to, courteous enough to drop a super chat or something like that, we're going to be responding as it goes, and also just kind of playing a game, having a little fun. But besides that, yeah, man, how you been, Marcus?
I've been great. The next chapter of my life has begun. I have finally moved
Cheers.
into an apartment.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. It looks fresh. I like how you got some art up already. You guys moved in right away. You got that picture behind you, that
Oh yeah.
bulldog. It looks cool.
Yep,
Um,
that is some of my brother's arts.
cool, cool. So yeah, we're talking about Paper Mario. We're gonna get into some news stuff too, as usual. But right out the gate, have you played any of the Paper Mario games?
Yes, I did. I played the one of the original on the Nintendo 64 growing up.
That's awesome. Well, that's what we're playing today. So you've got experience. You probably have more experience than me. Like I actually just heard about the new one, and then I was like, oh, I should try the old ones first. Like I thought about getting. There's a new one that just came out, but I don't know if I want to get it right away because I haven't even played these regular ones yet. So you played the regular one. It sounds like you were a fan. I thought we'd give it a try on the stream and see how it goes.
Oh yeah, I would love to see this game after who knows how long it's been since I've last played the N64.
Yeah, I've already played it for a while, so we're gonna jump into it. I'm already level 5 on the game. I mean, I played it for a couple hours, not too long, but I got it a couple nights ago, and I just got back into it. I mean, it looks old school. You can already tell from this menu that it's a little, it's from Nintendo 64. It's a little dated in the graphics category, but I still think it looks cool. And actually, with Paper Mario, they've got this kind of retro style already, so it kind of fits.
Oh yeah, indeed.
So I'm in this kind of dry desert level. I gotta beat these guys, but they're really kicking my butt, man. I'm like almost dead over here.
Oh yeah, that look is certainly bringing back good memories.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, the thing is, I just played it because it was a Mario game. I never really took a thought to think, well, what kind of a Mario game is this? And turns out, yeah, it's an RPG.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a light RPG, let me turn it down a little bit actually. This volume's a little loud.
RPGs were not my biggest thing as a kid. I mean, I understood the concept pretty well that you're taking turns attacking each other, but you have chances. I mean, that's the whole thing. Factors. RPGs are big factor games.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know
Yeah,
if
you
you're
gotta
gonna
like
die
weigh
or
you gotta
win.
weigh your options and like use items efficiently, like make sure your health and stuff is good. Like you gotta w- there's stats and stuff. You gotta upgrades and stuff. I like it. Yeah, it's like it reminds me the reasons why I liked Pokemon. Like Pokemon was kind of like the first kind of RPG I really played.
Oh yeah, like on the Game Boy.
Yeah, and that was like I know it's not the hardest RPG, but it's just got the light elements, and it was something like I played a long time ago.
Gotcha.
Kill those turtles.
So it looks like you got the one. So there's one left.
Yeah, one left, and I'm like dying, dude. I need to try this. What does this do? Refresh. Okay, yeah, I'll try this. For some health. Looks like Cyber is in the house. Chris and Chris are saying what's up. Happy. What's up, guys? Playing a little game in action. Let's have a little something different here. Retro. Oh, I missed it. That was hard to aim.
Were you trying to get like a critical hit out of that, or what was
Yeah,
the
there's
thing?
timing on it too. That's pretty cool. It's simple, but you gotta like for this one, you gotta hold the controller to the left and like release it at the right time. That didn't do anything. I think I gotta jump on this guy.
Okay, it kind of reminds me of Saints Row 3. Saints Row 3 had a RPG style beat 'em up, so you
There, I
punch a
got
few
him that
guys,
time.
punch
Yeah,
them enough times,
yeah.
and
There's
then
like
just
little tweaks to it and like timing. You
yeah,
could get bonus uh, points and stuff like that. Right now,
yeah,
I'm like hoping I get some health station because I'm like about to die.
yeah. I think the hammer would be the best thing you could probably use. And boom. Oh, did that do anything or did that miss?
Yeah, it just like deflected it. I think.
Oh yeah, probably because of the shell, probably.
So
You,
now
you got him.
I don't know what to do here. I think you're actually. I can see you're like delayed. You're like a little bit behind me because I'm like live.
Yeah. Also, new setting, of course.
Yeah,
Trying to figure that out.
I got first strike on this next one. Nothing. Crap.
Yeah,
Shit.
on my end, it seems pretty fluent, but I don't know how things are on your end.
Line. Okay. The cool thing too is the other thing that reminds me of Pokemon is like the way you have these characters that have these moves that like open up new paths. Like Pokemon did that too. Like one of your friends can like not break rocks and open paths, and then the other one can like fly you across gaps. Like this guy's flying across the gap.
Hmm, interesting.
Star piece here.
Oh, you can just, well, actually, yeah, you can flee from most fights
Yeah,
in
now I have to flee at
RPGs.
this point because I'm like almost gonna die. I need to get a health thing, or I'm gonna. You gotta dodge. Sometimes you gotta dodge the enemies really too, because there's just too many to fight. Like you're just gonna run out of health.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta get this key first. I missed it. Someone has a question here. It says, "Are you gonna buy the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5?" What do you think, Marcus?
Um, well, you have a PS4 from what I've heard from previous streams.
Yeah,
Um, if
that's
you ever
true.
wanted to, yeah, if you ever wanted to play games with me, get an Xbox One or
Well, I have an Xbox One
yeah,
too. I haven't been playing it that much.
yeah. Neither have I. The only times I've been playing Xbox is usually just to stream Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good for that.
yeah. I
Hmm.
actually took the time to watch the Trump American Dream on
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Netflix.
use some items before I get into this fight. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't think I have any health. Oh, I have to use it in the other way.
You got like 5 hit points
I know, I
left.
know. I forget how to use the item. Shit, I used it wrong. These guys are gonna screw me up. Is there something else that has health here? I don't really have any health regen stuff. I'm pretty screwed. Alright, let's see what this does. 23 viewers. Thanks for showing up, guys. I think I'm about to die, though.
Texas Red had something interesting to say to me. That I sound like a classic nerd from the 90s
Yeah.
childhood. Well, born in 96, man.
Yeah. This reminds me, I don't, like, it's like they're talking like Revenge of the Nerds or something like that.
and Tokuyami that work with AJW more. He liked watching the two of you collaborate.
Yeah, AJW is the best for sure.
Oh yeah,
He's
I was watching you guys the other day, and you guys were bringing in like 130 some views. I'm like, yeah, that's big for No BS News.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I was like stoked. Yeah, I think it was like the time of day too, and I shared it a couple extra places, and then Sean has an audience that came into, so that was a good
Yeah,
one. And yeah, we'll definitely have him on soon and do some more videos. He's always been a friend of the show as well. I was gonna go back to that one thing. I was thinking about it. Like I might get the PlayStation 5, not right away. Like nothing's gonna make me get it like right away, but maybe in like next year or something. Because I'm kind of just like over Xbox. Like Xbox is good. I played a lot of the Xbox One, but there's just not that many like exclusives or games on it that I really want to get. I play a lot on the computer already, and that pretty much
yeah,
covers like all the games that you get on Xbox. You know?
yeah. I play Steam, and when I do, it's usually like a military strategy game, like Hearts of Iron.
Hmm.
Yeah, you've heard of that game?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think it's a game worthy of streaming, but if you want to play it with me, you would have to play an outdated version because from what I've heard, Hearts of Iron has become a lot more intensive compared to its very simple start.
Oh, okay, a lot of updates or something. I keep
Yeah, they've
listening.
been working on the logistics system on that game.
All right, there we go. Then I gotta switch the partner. Someone says we're the only news source they trust. Yeah, we try to keep it pretty real. We have our own opinions here. We're not really hardcore news. I mean, this channel is just kind of like a pop culture news, fun news. Not fun. I mean, we talk about politics. We
Yeah,
talk about everything, but I mean, it's not like we're like reporters. We're not trying to pretend we're reporting or something.
yeah, yeah. What did you think of that picture I sent you the other day?
Was it the AOC one?
Yeah, that one and the one I sent you the day before.
I'm not sure which one. I mean, I know I looked before. I remember the AOC. It was like the one about the mass or something.
I actually have the article right here. Well, not the article, but the screenshot that I sent you.
Okay.
AOC says, and quote, "Latinos are black. We are Afro-Latina." And it came from neonnet.com. And when I sent that to you, I was like, could you please tell me this is a fake article? Otherwise, like, you know how Family Guy, there's who else but Quagmire? Well, there should be a
Yeah.
who else but Alex?
Who else but Quagmire?
Who else but Alex?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but that's when she does anything remotely stupid, like saying a statement like that.
Yeah, and then the newest one from her was like, I think here. They recently were promoting that boycotting of Goya. The Goya story was really big recently.
Yeah, I
And
heard about it.
yeah, that one was getting me because they're like just promoting that cancel culture stuff. Like they really want to take out Goya, and then Goya is like the biggest food company like for Hispanics like ever. And I thought there were some funny comments on that because some people were like talking about like asking like Hispanic people not to eat Goya is like telling Italians not to eat spaghetti. It's like ridiculous. And I thought it was
Yeah.
like a funny comparison, like anything you could think of, like it's like their signature foods.
Hmm. Yeah. I've had some of the food recently, not Goya, but I've had like we got some really good Mexican food down from down the street. Really good stuff. Run by a family.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna die, dude. It was it's harder as it looks. You know, I know I'm not that good, but
Well, granted, that and it's been forever since I played Paper Mario. There's only one RPG that I'm really good at, and it's the one I'm currently playing right now. And I think it's a game you should try checking out too if you got space on your phone.
what game is it?
It's called Orna RPG. So I'll spell it out here in the chat right now. Free to play, and it's like one of the funnest RPGs I've played in a while.
That's cool.
Right, there it is.
Someone said, "Oh, Mestizo's in the house." Morning Brooks, yeah. Welcome back, dude. I made this guy an admin because he was always watching the show, and I was like, you know, like the last time we had a few dumb people in there. You know, like when there's more viewers and the channel does more streams, there's always someone dumb showing around. So sometimes you gotta clean up that chat so we don't get banned too. Here's what I gotta do. I gotta go back out here and get my health.
But yeah, the game was suggested by a friend of mine, and at first I was kind of skeptical. You know, I'm not like, I'm not a big fan of RPGs, man. And he's like, believe me, man, this is like the easiest one to play, and it feels so rewarding every time you win. I'm like, oh, okay. And ranking up is extremely easy on that game.
That's cool. Now I could go back down to this level. The enemies refresh, but I could kind of dodge them and get back to this hard part I couldn't beat because I had no health.
There you go. You're now fully replenished.
Yeah. Now I gotta beat these guys. These guys are brutes.
Yeah, looks like we got a critic for the game. Orna is good, gets boring after level 100, which doesn't take long. And that I can all confirm. Because I've played the game, I'm up to level 183. And yeah, as boring as it gets sometimes, the grind is what makes the game fun.
That's cool. Yeah, that's why I like these RPGs too. Like, you know, it's fun to build up all the levels, and you know, it's rewarding. And then this is like the most simplest one. You know, Mario RPG, Paper Mario, they're fun, but they're just like almost like a kid's version, because some regular RPGs are definitely hard.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them evolve around warriors and mages, magical and just raw power.
Yeah, and it's like that World of Warcraft, and then there's like that Raid Shadow Legends one. Like there are always like a lot of witches and stuff. Oh, I got some bat fighting.
So you got like what, 2-3 waves of these guys?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in this room. I'm gonna do fireball.
But yeah, the the other picture was a picture of a special engine of interest that was vandalized by someone with a spray can.
That sucks. So much vandalism now, you know?
Yeah.
There's violence out there. It's crazy.
And now it's starting to hit close to home for me when Union Pacific engine number 1111. That's a unit I think you would love to look at because its caption is powered by our people with American workers as the paint scheme for the locomotive.
Right, right.
And yeah, somebody vandalized the locomotive by putting an obscenity UPRR, Union Pacific Railroad, but put a really bad obscenity in front of that. Don't really want to say it on stream, but that's what they thought of the railroad, and the rail fan community was outraged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's messed up.
very.
Someone had this question a couple times. I'm going to get to the chat here. It says, Elfinator says, what's your thoughts of aerodynamics of a goose? Be simple to understand but rewarding. I think Nice is talking about another RPG. Seems to be a lot of game talk in here. What do you think about Trump meeting President of Mexico? Both seem to be good friends. Now the left can no longer say Trump hates Mexicans. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Trump has been a good diplomat. You know, like he really connects with all the leaders that he needs to, and even kind of like, you know, breaks down barriers and stuff. Like there was like a lot of talk, like people were so scared of North Korea before, but Trump was the one that came in and like just kind of settled down that situation, you know?
Yeah, and who would have thought that? I mean, granted, there's a really long backstory behind it, but if I had to really simplify it really quickly, it had something to do with Dennis Rodman getting on CNN and telling them Trump should visit Kim Jong Un. Obama didn't do it. Why do you think it
Mm-hmm.
escalated so much?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the Dennis Rodman, right?
Yeah, Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was on CNN wearing a MAGA hat, and I forgot if it was Lemon or Cuomo, but the guy interviewing Rodman, they were just looking extremely uncomfortable in their window
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
while interviewing him.
Yeah, I think they weren't expecting it, you know? There's like they always have this expectation like black people can't support Trump or something, you know, or whatever BS they're coming up with.
Oh yeah, and that was just something I would just shake my head and roll my eyes to. I mean, I'm like, is this what's coming from national news? Get out of here.
Damn it, I messed it up.
It sounds like you're lagging a little bit.
Yeah, the game, just the game.
Oh,
I think I got
okay,
it though. I still got it.
You're back now.
Yeah. I think it's gonna give you a new hammer, so I can break these rocks.
But yeah, I got myself a new mask. Not sure if you've seen, but courtesy of a friend of mine, he got me quote unquote the best mask you can get, the N95. I'm not sure if that's really the best mask or not.
That's cool.
But if he says it's good, then I'll take his word for it.
Yeah, I've been having trouble with masks. Like I had this one I was trying today at a store, and it was like the cloth one that goes over the ears, and it just like was too tight. I couldn't even talk. I was trying to ask someone something. I ended up just taking it off because it was like super annoying.
Gotcha.
The ones I like more like the one like the doctor's ones, like you can actually stretch them out and stuff too.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like one of the doctor's ones, the N95. It's like I don't know if it's like a military grade or a doctor grade mask for immunity.
All right, I gotta upgrade someone. Yes. Guess I'll remaster Cooper. Whichever. Got this upgrade for some guy. I don't know.
Get some stat boots or something like that.
Yeah, boosting one of my partner characters. Now I got to open this thing with this guy. Uh-oh. That guy.
Yeah. So I watched Trump American Dream on Netflix.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, you might cringe a little at some parts, but it's not like straight up, oh my god. You'll just be like, oh, I see what you did there. But yeah, it's like a 4 or 5 parter, about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the episode. And yeah, I learned a lot about President Trump. But does it change my opinion on him? Not exactly, because it already happened. And
It's
a
on
lot of,
Netflix.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's probably super anti-Trump, right?
they were talking about things. I mean, they talked about things as early as the 70s, actually, when he was on the, I think it was Rana, like that was her name of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and she was being interviewed or interviewing Trump, and this was when he was like 34, really young guy, and he seems to be very, very consistent with his views, even over the last like 40 years.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he seems like he's been around forever. I know there's like talk, like, he's kind of, what you call it, like he used to be a Democrat or something, like there was different parties he affiliated with. Like I think he donated to the Clintons or something at one point back in the day. But it's like, yeah, things change a lot. That was like many years ago. And not only does like, it's not really even necessarily like Trump changed either. It's like the world changed.
Yeah, they talked about his marriage with Ivana and Marla Mapes, I think, or whatever her name was, and then eventually started talking about Melania.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, talked about his marriage, talked about his purchases, his debts, and they talked about a lot.
Yeah, I'd check it out. I mean, sometimes those docs on Netflix are interesting. Like, I checked out the one, it was like, the last one was the Epstein one, I think.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Like I've seen the thing on there a million times for it, but have I ever thought to take the time to watch it? I'm like, nah. It's probably not an unbiased documentary.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely against him, and it's a pretty good one, but it's hard to watch because it's so dark. Like it's all about really sad stuff, like that.
Oh yeah,
Those people got abused and all that. So I wouldn't even want to get into it here, but basically, all those stories were true. All that Epstein stuff.
yeah, all of his doings, and yeah, why he did what he did.
Someone else asked about one. Mestizo's asking about the Get Me Roger Stone documentary on Netflix. Did you see that one?
Get me Roger Stone. I've I've seen it, but I don't think I've actually like watched it. But I thought I'd seen something like it on there.
Yeah, I saw it pop up too. I haven't watched it either. If I can run.
Yeah, what's that one about?
I mean, yeah, I'd be curious. Roger Stone's definitely a big story right now too. Like, we're
Oh yeah, he's like not like an analyst, but he's like a particular figure in a political position, and
he's like a political operative guy. Works for different politicians, specifically helping Trump get elected. It's like one of those things. Like I saw a few stories about it, and I don't think anyone's saying like, oh, he was like a squeaky clean, perfect guy. Like he obviously did some things like, that wouldn't be considered cool. I don't think he's a criminal though. I don't think he's like hurting anyone or anything like that. I think the whole thing was just a setup. Like they wanted to get him for supporting Trump.
Yeah, and then he's got his sentence commuted by the president himself.
Yeah, now he's gonna get out, which is good because it's like he's also really old. Like he's not a threat to anyone. Like there's no reason to like he needs to be locked up away from us. Like all he was doing is he's like retired and living at his house in Miami. Like, so it's not like, if they had something harder on him or whatever, but it's just like they're getting him for like lying in this case, and the whole story is bogus because it's like they say he lied in this case where they basically like framed him up and trying to frame Trump. You know how all this stuff has been going crazy.
Yeah, as much as I try to pay attention to what goes on in the nation's politics, state politics is actually, I mean, you see more of that than you see the nation. And believe me, when you're living in a state like Illinois, it's really hard to differentiate from nation politics to state politics, and it's all pretty bad here in Illinois.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the worst spots. Like, everything from Chicago, the whole state has got a lot of issues.
Yeah, I don't like how J.B. Pritzker, our Illinois governor, I don't like how he's been handling the pandemic. But granted, he's done a few semi-okay deeds to lower the casualty rate, but at the same time, he's really handled the situation very poorly. Because you look at Indiana isn't as bad. It's actually a picnic over there compared to Illinois.
Yeah, no, I know, because the Indiana is just smaller too, but they've also got, Chicago and Illinois. That's the biggest issue. And that it's like most of it's coming out of Chicago corruption. And Indiana and Indianapolis is pretty decent size too, but it's nothing. Like Chicago's like the third biggest city in the country.
Yeah, it is. Chicago was, and this must have came from a differently conservative time in America. But Chicago used to be called the city that worked.
Mm-hmm.
People had to get to work, and how did most people get to work? Well, they were in Chicago. They took elevated trains and commuter trains to Chicago.
Yeah, I know, and like it used to be like real industrial and stuff too, just like real busy. And it still is. I mean, there's still a lot of good stuff there. I'm not hating on all of Chicago. I mean, the main problem is just the bad politicians, and then, people keep voting them in too, so.
Yeah, nobody was expecting attorney Kim Foxx to get reelected. But of course, especially with how she handled the Smollett situation, she somehow got reelected. And we're just like, can someone explain it to me, please? How the most hated, lawyer in all of Chicago got reelected?
Right? Yeah, it's insane. It's so political and just like, also just that name recognition. There's corruption in there too, like people buying favors and all those unions, like destroying it and stuff. It just reminds me, like, wasn't Al Capone based in Chicago?
Yeah,
that was like the Chicago crime guy that I always think of. I know that was forever ago, but
yeah. And if you wanted to be amazed by more facts, where I'm living out here and the surrounding neighborhoods, this is where they would stash the beer, stash the alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That was like the Prohibition age and all that.
Yeah, this is where they stashed all the beer and all the alcohol. And whenever the city needed beer, they just loaded it onto something and just drove it to Chicago. And yeah, pretty interesting.
Those are the days. Prohibition. I don't know where to go now. I'm like, went the wrong way. Oh crap. I really like the music in this game. Like that music they play whenever there's a fight is always so good to me.
Oh, we got a Indiana person in the house. So,
Nice.
all right. So, Anna, um, I have this railfan trip planned out. I'm going to Chicago, and I'm going to take the South Shore. Are you familiar with the South Shore, Anna? That's the
Uh,
line that goes to South Bend.
I don't know what's up. Something with these things. I gotta put them somewhere.
But yeah, I do have a plan or a planned trip of going to Indiana. I'm going to Ogden Dunes in Indiana, taking the South Shore there.
That's cool.
Yeah, my buddy there, he said there were so many trains. I should have been there. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna try that maybe Wednesday.
That'll be cool. Yeah, there's a lot of options with trains around there, and since you're like in the like right in the middle of the country, there's just so many places that you could sprint out to. You know.
Yeah, Chicago is a critical hub. So as New York City and Los Angeles, California.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like just to name a few critical hubs in the United States.
Very cool. Yeah, so I think that might wrap things up. I'm just gonna take it early today, and I'm gonna check some of the chat. I'm done with the game for now. I'm getting like stumped, and I don't want to like play these hard parts. Like, sometimes I get a little nervous. I get nervous even like when I record myself gaming, like not super nervous, but just like, oh, I mess it up every time when I know someone's watching. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean I get you on that one.
Yeah.
Um, try streaming Hearts of Iron. But if we're gonna play a game like that, I'll walk you right through the game,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
you'll
and
have
then the
no
other
problem.
thing too, we could put that out there to people watching, like if you guys want us to play different games, another RPG, I got a bunch of Nintendo 64 games like this Paper Mario, or we could play something new. So yeah, definitely comment that, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Texas, Melvin, Anna, Mestizo, our admin. You guys are awesome. Thanks for keeping the chat clean and giving us good stuff to talk about. Thank you again, Marcus, for coming on the show. Always appreciate you, buddy.
An absolute pleasure.
Yeah. Was there any other topics that we are going to get to today? Did we get through like all the stuff you want to talk about?
Well, for the most part, it was a very chill stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I only brought things up when I felt like I had to, but for the most part, we didn't really have anything planned to discuss. It was
Okay.
just a chill stream.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. Yeah, just making sure we got everything out there. And yeah, I appreciate you bringing stuff up. I appreciate the chat for getting us some ideas, talking about PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. That's coming up at the end of the fall. We, of course, got election stuff going on all year. Someone says play Mario RPG for SNES. That's a pretty good idea. Like, I kind of hesitated that though because I thought about it when I was going back to Paper Mario, and then I remembered Mario RPG, which is like basically the first one, and Paper Mario is kind of like the sequel, but they just changed the name and stuff. But yeah, yeah, no, I thought about that, but SNES is a little harder to go back to. Like N64 is already old, but they're all still good. Like they're totally worth it, and there are some like really good RPGs um, on the SNES. You know.
Yeah, and if you ever want a good RPG game for Android and iPhone, play uh, Orna RPG. So
Yeah.
ORNA
Yeah, we could
RPG.
try that on another stream too. I could probably get that up on the computer to stream as well. Some other suggestions in here: Mario 64, GoldenEye. Yeah, actually, I would be down for
I
that.
love those games.
Yeah, and like I think 64 is a really good one to do it because um it's just like easy to stream these games. They don't take a lot of computer space, like I could play this game and zip through it. And I have a couple other ones on 64 already. Just I tried a couple recently for fun. Like I got Pokemon Snap a couple weeks ago because they announced there's like a new Pokemon Snap, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to go back and see how the original was because I remember the original I used to really like back in the day as a kid. It's like it's not like regular Pokemon games at all, but it's just fun, like the way they do the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And then another one, I think these are good suggestions. I'll get GoldenEye and Mario for next time. And thank you guys. Yeah, just keep coming back. Hit those likes and stuff too. Comment your other gaming ideas below. We're going to wrap it up for today, though. We try to come back here every Sunday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're new. Get the bell. Hit that bell button for notifications to give you more alerts and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that's good. We'll call it a day. You guys have a great one, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Good night. Have a great Sunday.